大伙儿看啊，现在在我身边呢，和玛雅身边的呢，特雷杨，这大伙儿可能都知道，
知道
新秀
神了，
神了，
哎，
说是小库里，
对，
咱们跟这小库里聊聊，对吧
Do you know what we are talking about? Like we are mentioning you as Stephen Curry, but in a younger
really?
one.
I mean, I appreciate it. That's a good compliment. For me, I think I'm a different type of player. I feel like Steph is where I want to get to, and what he's accomplished, and what I want to achieve in my NBA career. But I really appreciate the compliment.
So you mold your game after him?
I molded after a bunch of guys. Steve Nash.
Steve Nash.
Yeah, Steve Nash, Allen Iverson,
Emerson.
Damian Lillard, Kyrie, but also a little bit of Steph for sure.
Who is your all-time favorite player, NBA player? Just give me just one.
Steve Nash.
That's so hard.
Kobe, Steve Nash, Vince Carter.
Michael Jordan or
I like Steve Nash. I'm gonna go with Steve
Nash.
Oh, okay.
Steve Nash, my favorite.
So your favorite?
I will tell Vince.
Yeah. Oh no, don't tell that.
I will. Right after that.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, in the college, you led, the points and assists, but here and also in the league. And which one so far is the most impressed?
I think probably the Clippers game here, whenever I was able to dish out 17 assists.
Yes.
17 and 24, right?
Yeah, yep, 24, 25 points and 17 assists. So I love giving out assists because it makes my teammates happy. So.
And how about Cleveland?
Oh, that was a good game, fun
Yes.
game too, especially since we won. That was my first big game in the league, so I was super happy to play in that game too.
And as the youngest player of the league, right now in your team, you have Vince Carter and also Jeremy Lin, this kind of veterans. And I saw many photos you post on Instagram with Vince.
Yeah,
so
it's great. It's great playing with Vince, but I love playing with a guy like Jeremy. Jeremy has been a great role model for me. As you all know, how good of a person Jeremy is, as much as good of a basketball player he is. So being able to have veteran guys like Vince and Jeremy around really helps me.
And what have you learned from them?
Yes.
Give us an example. For the on-court.
On the court, I think just their maturity, like
maturity.
Just how they know how to play with certain speeds. Jeremy is so smart, so cerebral, so he knows how to make the right passes. Things I can learn and take away from him. So they're just really good basketball players.
I think during the game, and what's the difference between right now NBA and college? For three, you got more difficult or not really?
It's obviously a little bit more difficult. I think it's just getting into a rhythm. I'm not shooting as good from the three this year as I was last year in college, but I know I'm gonna be able to turn it around and shoot good. I just think it's getting into a rhythm and figuring out just how to prepare myself more and get ready.
For the distance, it's okay.
Yeah, the defenses aren't too much different. Just bigger players.
Okay, how about turnover? It's an issue for you, right?
Yeah. Sometimes I gotta slow down and just take care of the ball a little better, and that's something that as I get older, I'm gonna mature and get better at. So sometimes it's hard to feel and think that I'm a 20-year-old rookie player in the NBA, but I know I gotta continue to get better at taking care of the ball.
Yeah, you think you want to do too much, or just a false shot or false pass? Or
yeah. Sometimes I just want to do too much, and that's something I got to get better at and not do it.
That's good.
Yeah.
So, as the youngest player of the team, what's your personal goal?
My personal goal is to do whatever it takes to help my team win each and every night. Obviously, I feel like if you win, I'll be able to get certain awards like Rookie of the Year and be able to lead all the rookies in assists and just try to do big things. My personal goal is always my team goal. So
what kind of advice will you give to the young generation, like young people like you, to shoot threes?
I'm not the biggest person in the world, you guys can see.
No. You are really good shooting threes.
6'1", right?
Yeah, 6'1", 6'2", so anybody can make it. I felt like shooting was the way out. And
yeah, you shoot so many amazing, like someone just just unpredictable and just too amazing to be true. I mean, how did you do those? Like
I practiced
long
them.
distance.
I practiced them. Growing up, I always mess around and shot super deep shots. I was always taught as a kid, shooting the ball, you always have to learn how to shoot it up because it has a better chance. Yeah, it has a better chance of going in as the ball's going down rather than shooting it straight at the basket. So I think that ultimately helped me get to where I can shoot it in the game and just feel comfortable doing it. So anybody can shoot the ball.
Yes. Uh-oh.
Almost.
Good defense, right?
Hold on. Ready?
Yeah.
Oh,
Good.
Here we go. Love it.
I'm sorry.
Love it. Okay, we go one more.
Yeah, one more. Yeah, I pass
Maybe
you.
further.
I got
Oh my God, it's easy.
2 and let's see.
Too easy.
How many you can
我
make?
感觉防他没啥用。
In a row.
Oh, see, good
No,
defense.
that's good defense.
So, and what's the key for the shoot free?
Yes.
And the balance of the follow through was the key.
Yeah, that is a balance, and then, like I said, shooting it up, shooting the ball up, and making sure it has a good chance of going in. But it starts with the balance and making sure your feet are squared towards the basket. So.
But he wants.
For example,
you
if I'm
you guard him.
defending you,
The 风眼.
okay, if I'm like blocking your eyes, and you can see like, what will you do?
I mean, I have to make a move and bring your hands down.
Give me a ball.
Bring my hands down.
Give me a
Okay,
ball.
let's try another ball. Like here, you
Thank
got
you.
it.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah, I would have a ball
Yeah.
and I would do a move and make her hands go down and I'd shoot it.
Well,
Oh,
I
you
mean,
got good
what
defense
if,
though. She got good defense.
like, what if I don't move my hands? I just keep it here, like, you can see.
I don't know, I couldn't shoot it. I couldn't shoot
You
it.
couldn't?
And then you just drive.
Yeah, I just drive it.
Yeah.
That's when I drive it. But
So
Okay.
if somebody close up you, and what do? Which you concentrate?
so you got to focus on the rim.
Yeah, like this, and close up. Almost.
Oh, he got it.
Yeah.
It's easy for him.
So just focus on the
Yeah,
basket.
you got to focus on the basket. That's all.
Okay.
I get it.
Thank you very much.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah, awesome.
大家看啊，现在呢是老鹰队的主教练皮尔斯教练在这个我们身旁，咱们呢先跟他聊聊。Hi, Coach, how are you?
How are you?
Good. You have a very young team here,
Yeah.
and got maybe 10 players and less than 2 years. I mean, the
Correct.
NBA
Correct.
experience. And what's your strategy to develop them?
It's the growth, it's the development. When you don't have a lot of experience of playing on the court, the toughest part is just putting them out there against the best players in the world. And
Just put him there?
Just put them out there,
Uh-huh.
and experience is the best teacher.
And you said to mirror the process,
Yes.
your team process, not by the scoreboard, win or lose, but by the habits. What you develop?
Yeah, a lot of the habits
Okay.
for us is really it starts with competitiveness. Just how competitive are we?
Uh-huh.
To know you're going against LeBron James and Kevin Durant and Steph Curry. We just got to make them work. We got to make them work. We have to compete. We got to take on the challenge, and not so much about the scoreboard when you go in.
Uh-huh.
We want to win the game.
Uh-huh.
We want to compete, and we want to do it by playing together. They've got great talent. We've got talent that's growing.
You went through the 76ers process. Right. What's the difference between that process and this process?
Yeah, I think, being here in Atlanta, we have a lot of young talent that I get to start out with. Trae Young in his first year, Kevin Huerter in his first year, and Amari Spellman in his first year, and John Collins in his second year. In Philly, a lot of those guys weren't around. We had to draft them. In Philly, we started way behind, and then we slowly drafted players, and then slowly built the team up. And that's why it took 5 years.
Right now, in the team, who's your favorite kid?
I don't have any favorites.
Oh, you have
I don't have any favorites.
You do, like Trae?
I don't have any favorites. I tell them all they're all my favorites. The guy that works the hardest is my favorite.
Yeah, and Trae actually told us that Vince Carter told him a lot of stuff, and he has the voice, like everybody would listen to him.
Yeah.
So you will have what kind of conversation with him? with veterans like Vince?
Well, Vince is easy because, whatever I got on my mind, he gets to spend a lot of time in the locker room, and they trust him. He's played 21 years in the NBA. He's half man, half amazing. He's one of the most exciting players to ever play in the NBA.
Get it. So he's like half assistant coach.
He's full assistant coach.
Full. Okay. Cool.
He should get paid for an assistant and as a player.
Yeah. What's your goal for this year?
This year, really, at the end of the year, I want to look at every single player on our roster and say he got better.
Okay. Everybody make a progress.
And I want them to feel that, and I want us as an organization and as a staff to understand and feel we help these guys get better. Now let's worry about the next step. It's hard to get from step A to step E. We got to get to B and then to C and then to D, and so we've got to take the proper steps, the proper
step by
measures
step
to grow.
Yeah. Okay.
Get it.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Coach.
Appreciate it.
Really appreciate it. Thank you, Coach.
All right.